السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، والصلاة والسلام على رسولنا محمد سيدنا ونبينا محمد السور. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: ألزم عليك قدميك، فإن خلعتهما فاجعلهما بين رجليك، ولا تجعلهما عن يمينك وعلى عن يمين صاحبك، ولا ورائك فتؤذي من خلفك. Peygamber sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem buyuruyor ki, ayakkabılarını ayaklarından çıkarma. Eğer çıkaracak olursan onları ayaklarının arasına koy. Yani bu mescitte nasıl ayakkabılarını o vakit yanına koyacaksın diyor Peygamber.
Our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, says that when you are to take off your shoes for prayer, for example in the masjid, don't just put your shoes anywhere. Make sure that you do not disturb anyone with your shoes, but put the shoes in between your feet.
Evet, ayaklarının arasına koy. Onları senin ne arkadaşın sağ tarafına ne de arka tarafına koyma, bırakma diyor. Çünkü bu şekilde arkadaşlarını da rahatsız etmiş olursun.
Don't put your shoes to the right side to disturb your brother on the right, and don't put it in to your back so that your shoes do not disturb the attendees in the back.
Yani bu her şey insanlara rahatsızlık olmasın diye namazda ayakkabılarınızı zaten ya yer var yapılacak ya sol tarafa bir kimseye rahatsız etmeyecek şekilde koyun diyor Peygamber sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem.
And this is an example of how our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings, made sure that we pay attention to not disturb anyone. And we should also make sure that even when we pray, we must make sure that we do not disturb others by just putting our shoes anywhere. We should make sure that we put our shoes in a position that nobody gets disturbed. Our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, thus says to put our shoes in between our feet, or to not put our shoes to the right, and also to not put our shoes to our back, where it may disturb our brothers on the right or our brothers sitting in our backs. But we should place our shoes today in the masjids. There are designated places where to put shoes, and our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, reminded us to pay attention to not disturb anyone by putting our shoes anywhere.
قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: إن الله تعالى لا يقبل صلاة رجل مسبل إزاره. Peygamber sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem buyuruyor ki, giysilerini yere sürünecek kadar uzun bırakan kişinin namazını kabul buyurmaz.
Our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, says that make sure that your clothes are not so long that they touch the ground and they drag on the ground. The prayer of a person whose clothes touches, drags, trails on the ground is not accepted.
Yani yolda, sokakta elbiseler yola pisliğe değip de namaz onu makbul bir namaz değil. Yani onun için
because if your clothes are too long, if they drag on the ground, your clothes may touch any place on the ground, and your clothes may get dirty. It may touch dirt on the ground, and then your prayer will not be in an acceptable state.
Elbiseleri dikkat edip yerde sürüklemeden giymek lazım.
Therefore, our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, advises us that we must make sure that the clothes we wear should not be so long that they touch, trail, or drag on the ground.
قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: إن الرجل دخل في صلاته أقبل الله عليه بوجهه فلا ينصرف عنه حتى ينقلب أو حدث سوء. Peygamber sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem buyuruyor ki, şüphesiz ki namaza başlandığı zaman namaz bitirinceye kadar, kötü bir iş yapıncaya kadar yapıncaya kadar Allah ona rahmetle yönelmiş olur.
Our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, says that you must know that when you start your prayer and when you are in prayer, up until the completion of that prayer, Allah Almighty will be showering His mercy on you.
olarak kalır. Yani insan namaza durdu mu Allah Azze ve Celle ona baktığını, ona teveccüh ettiğini bilmesi lazım insan ki
When you stand in prayer, you must know that Allah Almighty's gaze is upon you. You must know that Allah Almighty is looking at you when you are in prayer.
Namazı huşu içinde kılsın.
And you must therefore perform your prayer with dedication and with tranquility.
Başka şeylerle uğraşmasın diye.
And you should not disturb yourself during prayer with anything else except the prayer and being in the presence of Allah Almighty.
قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إن الضحك في الصلاة والتفت والمفقع أصابعه بمنزلة واحدة. Peygamber sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem buyuruyor ki namazda gülen, etrafına bakan ve parmaklarını çatlatan kişi aynı konumdadır. Yani onlar namazı sakata girmiş oluyor diyor Peygamber sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem.
And our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, says that when you are in prayer, do not disturb yourselves, do not distract yourselves with anything else. Do not laugh during prayer. If you laugh during prayer, or if you look around, or if you play with your fingers, then you will be nullifying your prayer through these actions.
قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إن أحدكم إذا كان في صلاته فإنه يناجي ربه فلا يبزقن فإن يداه لا عن يمينه ولكن عن يساره وتحت قدمه. Peygamber sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem gene buyuruyor ki sizden biri namazdayken Rabbi ile konuşuyor demektir.
And our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, says that when you are in prayer, you must know that you are then with your Lord Allah Almighty and you are talking to your Lord Allah Almighty.
Yani Allah Azze ve Celle'nin konuşuyor demektir. O namaz, huşu, tekbir getirdin mi Allah Azze ve Celle'nin huzurundasın.
When you say takbir and you start your prayer, from that moment on you are in the divine presence.
Ona konuşuyorsun diyor.
And then you are in a state where you talk with Allah Almighty.
Yani bu sebeple kişi önüne veya sağına tükürmesin. Ancak sol tarafına yatağın altına tükürsün diyor.
Therefore, our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, says one should not spit right in front of him or to the right, only to the left or right in front of one's feet.
Daha o vakit kum vardı. Kum olunca bir şey değil ama şimdiki namazda olmaz.
Of course, things were different back then because the ground in the masjid was just made of sand, so people would spit on the ground, but things are different today where it's no longer where one no longer would spit on the ground.
قال الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم إن من جفاء أن يكثر الرجل مسح جبهته قبل الفراغ من صلاته. Peygamber sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem buyuruyor ki kişinin namazını bitirmeden sıkça alnını silip durması bedbahtlıktır. Yani insan
Our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, says that it is a misery when you are in prayer and you constantly keep cleaning and wiping off your forehead.
Namazda kum secdeye gidince kum oluyor. Habire alnını şey yapıyor.
Because when they used to make sajda in former times, they would be making sajda on the sand because the ground was based on sand. And as they would make sajda, there would be sand on their foreheads. And thus our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, advises and says that one should not constantly wipe clean his forehead while being in prayer.
Onlar kumlar zaten kıyamette ona sevap olarak yazılır.
Because every grain of sand on one's face or on one's forehead during prayer will be written down and recorded as a reward in the hereafter.
Onun için namazdayken onu yapmasın diyor Peygamber. Namaz bittikten sonra yapabilir onları.
Therefore, our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, says that one should not clean off his forehead from the sand, from the ground, but should just perform his prayer and only after the prayer clean off his forehead from sand or anything else.
قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إنما مثل الذي يصلي ورأسه مقعوس مثل الذي يصلي وهو مكفوف. Peygamber sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem buyuruyor ki saçları toplanmış olarak namaz kılan kişi elleri arkadan bağlı olarak namaz kılan kişi gibidir.
Our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, says that a person who performs his prayer while his hairs are tight is like a person who has tied his hands in his back.
Peygamber sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem gene buyuruyor ki İyyâkum el-iltifât ve salâ fe inneha helakatun. Peygamber sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem buyuruyor ki namaz kılarken etrafa bakmaktan sakının.
Our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, says, beware, do not look around when you pray.
Yani başınızı çevirip de bakmayın diyor.
Don't turn your heads right or left.
Bu davranış helak olmaya sebeptir.
To move around while standing in prayer, to move one's head while being in prayer will be the cause for your ruin.
Yani namaza ehemmiyet vermeyip de etrafına bakıyor. Halbuki namazda
you will ruin yourself if you do not pay attention to how you pray, but you look around and you are distracted while being in prayer.
Secde yerine bakacaksın. Allah huzurunda olduğunu bileceksin ki
when you pray, you must know that you are in the divine presence of Allah Almighty, and you must focus your look on to the place where you are going to make sajda and not look around.
Namaz daha iyi olsun.
And if you perform your prayer with that tranquility and dedication, it will be more blessed.
قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم الاختصار في الصلاة راحة أهل النار. Peygamber sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem buyuruyor ki namazda elleri bele koymak cehennem ehalisinin dinlenme şeklidir. Yani elini deyip de doğrudan beline koymak o cehennem ehlinin adetidir diyor, şeklidir.
Our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, says to tie one's hands during prayer directly around one's waist is the form of how the people of hellfire will be relaxing.
قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إن الثاني الشيطان شأن في الصلاة فليسبح القوم وليصفق النساء. Peygamber sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem buyuruyor ki şeytan bana namazımdan bir şey unutturacak olursa cemaat Subhanallah desin.
Our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, says that if shaitan makes me to forget something or makes me to omit something during prayer, then the Jama shall say Subhanallah to remind me.
Kadınlar ise el çırpsın.
And women shall clap their hands.
Kadınların sesi için olmaz. Çünkü insanlık hali devamlı oluyor bu. İnsan bir şey 2 rekat diye 1 rekat oturuyor ya 3 tane diyor. Onu arkadan muhakkak o tembih etsinler. Erkekler varsa erkekler Subhanallah desin. Erkek olsa kadınlar elinden yapsın. Alp çırpsın.
And this is something that can happen to anyone in any time, that one forgets that instead of having performed 2 rakah, one has just performed 1 rakah, or one thinks that one has performed 3 rakah, but in fact he has only prayed 2 rakah. And in such situations, our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, says the Jama should remind and say Subhanallah. Men should say Subhanallah, and women shall clap their hands.
قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم التسبيح للرجال والتسبيح للنساء. Peygamber sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem buyuruyor ki imam namazda namaz bir şey unutursa ya karıştırırsa tesbih Subhanallah demek erkeklere, el çırpmak da kadınlara mahsustur.
So our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, says that if the imam while leading the prayer forgets something, omits something, then the Jama shall remind the imam. Men shall say Subhanallah, and women shall clap their hands.
Kadının sesi çıkmaması lazım.
So women should not say something to remind the imam, but they should clap their hands instead.
قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم خالف اليهود فإنهم لا يصلون في نعالهم ولا خفافهم. Peygamber sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem buyuruyor ki ayakkabı meslerinize namaz kılarak Yahudilere muhalif olunuz. Çünkü onlar ayakkabı ile ne de mesleri ile namaz kılmazlar. Tabi ayakkabı temiz olması lazım. Ona göre ya seferde olursa başka.
And our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, says that the Jews, they would not perform their prayers while having their shoes on. So in order to be not like the Jews, our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, says, perform your prayer with your shoes or your leather socks. Of course, they must be clean in order to pray with them. But for example, while traveling or while being on a journey, one can wear one's shoes or one's leather socks when performing the prayer if they are in a clean state, in order to not be like Jews who would only pray with their shoes taken off.
Yahudiler ona kılmaz. قال Resulullah sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem Zeynul salat el-hiza. Peygamber sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem buyuruyor ki temiz ayakkabılar ile namaz kılmak namazın süsüdür.
To pray, our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, says, to pray with clean shoes is the decoration of the prayer.
Yani meslen olacak yani.
So therefore it is the sunnah to wear the hooves or to wear the leather socks.
قال Resulullah sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem el-buzak vel-mukat vel-hayd vel-nifas fi salat mineşşeytan. Peygamber sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem buyuruyor ki namazdayken tükürmek, sümkürmek, hayız görmek, uyuklamak şeytandandır. Yani şeytan bunları insanın huzurunu kaçırsın, namazını bozsun diye yapar.
And our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, says that it is Shaitan who tries to disturb your prayer, who tries to make you yawn, who tries to make you spit or cough, and it is through Shaitan that these things occur in order to distract you from your prayer.
قال الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم عد الآية في الفريضة وتطوع. عد الآية في الآية في الفريضة وتطوع. Peygamber sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem buyuruyor ki farz ve nafile namazlarda okuduğun ayetleri say. Yani sayabilirse tabii insan bazen herkes yapamıyor onu.
Our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, says that when you perform your fard prayers or your nafile prayers, then count the verses you recited.
Yapabilirse iyi olur.
Of course, this is not something everyone can do, but it is blessed to be aware of the verses one has recited and to count them.
صدق رسول الله فيما قال أو كما قال زيادة إلى شرف النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى أصحابه الكرام وإلى أرواح جميع الأنبياء والمرسلين خدماء شرائعهم وإلى أرواح أئمة الأربعة وإلى أرواح مشايخنا في الطريقة النقشبندية العلية خاصة إمام طريقة وغوث الخليفة خواجة بهاء الدين محمد ويسير البخاري سيدنا عبد الخالق الجواني مولانا شيخ شرف الدين داوساني مولانا شيخ عبد الله فاز داوساني مولانا شيخ محمد ناظم هذا الحقاني وسائر ساداتنا والصديقين ومن حفاظاتهم جوار الحسين Mustafa Ali Rufakah Hacı Mustafa Turabi cümlemiz geçmişler ruhlar için şehit şuhadalar ruhlar için Allah rızası için Allah Teala Fatiha.